In this video, we're going to look at how to do a knit one below and a purl one below. I'll show you how to use the yarn in your left hand and in the right hand. We're going to start with a knit one below. So on one row, you'll be doing a knit one below, regular purl one. On the following row, you'll do a purl one below with a regular knit one. So for this row, we are actually doing our knit one below with my light colored yarn here. So I've got a purl next, so we're just going to purl that like normal. And to do our knit one below, we're going to be knitting into this stitch right here. So we are going to put our needle into the stitch right here. So we're not going into this one that's actually on our needle, we're going into the stitch below, and we're going to grab that yarn, pull it through, and then both of those stitches are going to come off. We're going to purl one. And let's do it again. So not this stitch, but the one below, we're going to knit that, pull that through, and both of those come off. Regular purl one. Let me show you with the yarn in my right hand. So here we are. We're going to put our needle into that stitch below, wrap that yarn around, pull that through, and both of those come off. Yarn moves to the front to purl, move it to the back to knit again. So right here, going in through, wrap that yarn around, pull both of those stitches off, purl one. Let's do it again. So again, we're going through that stitch here. It's the first stitch of the color we're working with. So that's an indication, and we are going straight through. All right, so we've got one more to do here. In through, and then we'll purl this stitch as normal. It sometimes may feel kind of loose, so you can just very gently snug that last stitch up. Purl it, oops. Okay, move that yarn to the back. Now we're gonna slip our marker and we're gonna get ready to do our purl one belows. So I want to make sure that my new yarn is underneath. We don't want it to be coming across the top. We want that yarn to just be underneath, and you can leave that old yarn hanging out to the right. Okay, so to get started, we're going to do a regular knit one. Now, a purl one below, you're gonna come in through the back. So here's that stitch right here. So this is the stitches on our needle. This red one down here is the one we're gonna be working through. And we're gonna come in through the back, wrap that yarn around, pull that new loop through, and pull both of those off. Knit one regular, do it again. So it's this stitch here. We're gonna come in through there, purl that, take those off, knit one. So one of the things that you want to be careful of when you pull this new loop through is that you don't get that stitch snagged on there. Just make sure that you're just pulling that new loop through. All right, I'll show you a couple with the yarn in your right hand. So again, we're gonna put our needle through, wrap that around, and up and off. Knit like normal. Again, so purl behind, Another knit. And we'll do one more. So again, it's this first red stitch, and we're gonna go through that, wrap that around, and then both that light colored stitch and the red stitch now come off. So you will notice that, there we go. You'll notice that the color, let's see if I can get this to stay in focus. There we go. You notice that because we're knitting below, that it creates sort of a wrap effect. So this is, in essence, an easier way of doing brioche. So if you've never done brioche before, this is an easier way of getting the same look without having to do some of the difficulties of brioche. So there you go. That is your knit one and purl one below.